let's talk about a really weird mystery, one that happens right on the edge of sleep. A mystery I'm pretty sure you've experienced yourself. You know that feeling, right? Your eyes just pop open. The room is quiet, it's still dark, and then just a moment later, that awful, jarring sound of your alarm goes off. It's such an uncanny feeling, like you just knew it was time. It seriously feels like you've got some kind of sixth sense. A little bit of precognition, maybe, like you can see a few seconds into the future. It happens so often to so many people that it almost feels, well, magical. But what if I told you it has nothing to do with superpowers and everything to do with the incredibly advanced biological computer running inside your head? Honestly, the real story is way more interesting than magic. So, how does this whole morning mystery actually work? Well, it all starts with realizing your brain doesn't just shut down for 8 hours. While you're asleep, it is incredibly busy, and one of its biggest jobs is being a surprisingly accurate timekeeper. The core of all this is something called your circadian rhythm. Now, that sounds complicated, but it's pretty simple. Just think of it as your body's built-in 24-hour clock. And like any clock, you've got to set it. It gets its cues from things like sunlight, but it's also trained by your own routine, your own habits. And that's where consistency becomes the absolute key. When you wake up around the same time every single day, your brain's internal clock gets really, really good. It doesn't just know what time it is, it starts to actively predict when you're supposed to get up. And that prediction? It's not just a thought. Your brain actually starts a physical countdown, preparing your whole body to go from being asleep to being awake. It's this amazing science of pure anticipation. Picture this. About an hour before your alarm is even set to go off, your brain is already starting the wake-up sequence. It's not like flipping a switch, it's a slow ramp-up. As you get closer to your alarm time, the changes speed up, and in those last couple of minutes, your sleep gets way, way lighter. So during this countdown, your brain is basically an orchestra conductor. It starts to slowly raise your body temperature. It nudges your blood pressure up, and it begins to release these activating hormones like cortisol to get all your systems fired up for the day. All of these little changes, the temperature, the blood pressure, the hormones, they all work together to pull you out of deep sleep. You're gently brought up through the different stages until you're kind of just floating right below the surface of being awake. And that is why you suddenly find yourself wide awake at 6:58, waiting for your 7 a.m. alarm. Okay, but have you ever noticed how this works perfectly on the days that really matter? Turns out there's a huge psychological reason for that. Your brain's motivation actually changes depending on what you've got going on. I mean, think about it. We have all been there. The night before a huge exam, or you have to catch a flight you absolutely cannot miss, or you've got that one big meeting that could change your career. On those nights, your internal alarm is just extra sharp, isn't it? And there's a really good reason for it. And here is the aha moment. On those really important mornings, your brain basically sees that loud, disruptive alarm as a threat, a stressful jolt to the system that it wants to avoid. The internal message is simple. We cannot miss this. So it ramps up the wake-up process even more, just so it can wake you gently before that stressful alarm goes off. It's actually protecting you. So you see, this whole thing isn't magic at all. It's just beautiful biology in action. And it really shows you the incredible power of having a consistent schedule. The more regular you are, the better your internal clock gets. Even just trying to wake up at the same time every day makes a huge difference. In fact, get this, studies of people who have super consistent schedules, people who don't even use an alarm clock, they often wake up naturally within the exact same 5-minute window every single day. Their bodies are just that well trained. So the next time you wake up and you're just staring at the ceiling waiting for your alarm to ring, remember what's going on. You're not psychic. You didn't predict the future. Your amazing, incredible predictive brain, it did all the work for you. Which leaves us with one last kind of mind-blowing thought. If your brain can run this incredibly complex countdown every single night without any conscious help from you, what else is it doing back there that you don't even know about?